Hello guys, hope you're doing well. This video is my weekly update, and this week like Bitcoin is going pretty stable over 60,000. So it went like 22% this week up. Looks like Dogecoin and Shiba went up pretty crazy. Looks like this meme coins picks up. Let's see where we with the Hive Mapper. Hive Mapper went up a little bit. I don't know if it's still in 300s, probably 400s now. Yeah, don't see it, probably in 300s again. Yeah, it's actually dropped to 324 rank at 192 millions market cap. So it is between 3 and 400. It's right here, 20% up this week. A little kind of slow for the Honey compared to all other coins, but I think Honey have still a lot of way to go up because it's still so far out in the market cap, which is great. However, it's been listed already on Coinbase, so I don't know is it good or bad. Looks like it's already missed a little bit of its pump, but I think it's still, the future is still good for Honey. But our major coins here is our Bitcoin here. Solana went up 25%, which is great, and obviously Ethereum and a bunch of this Pepe coin went 315%, and so some of these meme coins are really pumping up. Doge, Sheep, Floki, all these are meme coins that's just exploding, I think, in my opinion. Kaspa, Qcoin, where's Kaspa? Here. And Kaspa, like always, holding up the position, went down slightly, about 2.5% a week, 2% a day, 2.6% a week, which is kind of typical for Kaspa. When everything else going up, Kaspa is just stable, and then Kaspa pumping when nothing else pumping. It's just something for Kaspa is different according to any other network, which is interesting to see. Anyways, back to my sheet. I was going to show you guys a couple more things about Cedra coin and Kaspa, right? So the coin market, the hash network rate was 275 pentahash in average today. Highest 186, and obviously in 2 days, by March 5th, we're gonna have, by 10 o'clock, we'll have next block reduction. It did not affect much of the Kaspa coin price, usually right before pump, or right before the reduction, or right at reduction moment, it's just kind of pumping a little bit, but few times lately it didn't pump at the block reduction time. So Kaspa has its own way, in my opinion, so it does not really goes to the block reduction really, although it does sometimes. So anyways, that's for hash network. On the Cedra I was gonna show you guys, so it's been hovering around 5 pentahash, up and down a little bit, but in average it's about there, right? So about 5, it dropped to 4, and then back to 5, because price of Cedra kind of dropping a little bit, and so is Kaspa slightly down, right? So it did affect a little bit. So miners were switching back and forth from Kaspa to Cedra. It's releasing a little bit slightly network hash rate from Kaspa. I think that's what Cedra does. And we have a little higher revenue, a little higher basically payout for in Cedra for the same hash rate than before. It was around 770, now it's 853, right? So let's refresh, see. I think it's it's 910 now, right? So compared to the Kaspa, Cedra back again, like 2 cents over for just 100 gigahash. I'm just using 100 gigahash for my Excel sheet purposes, because it's kind of has same similar rate. So let's take a look and review last week. So we did finish the week with a little extra Kaspa because I have added my BMKS Max here. That's the new miner, and my KS3 number 2. So I have a second KS3 just arrived, thanks to Tswift. By the way, this video not sponsored by any of these miners or the distributors. So I purchased those two. Luckily, I got very early, like within the first hour when Tswift announced, I purchased that miner. So I was lucky to get my hand on it. So it's been mining quite a bit alright. It's kind of been reducing the hash network, going up slightly now by the end of the week. But so all of the miners I'm seeing reduction in Kaspa rewards. However, it's slightly less, everybody else. So here I had a little bit of restarting. I was trying different hash rates, the frequency choices, and the voltage was playing on Saturday a lot, so I didn't get as same amount of Kaspa as usually, so that was just my fault. So then look at this number for BMKS Max, but overall it's been doing pretty well throughout the week. So we started with around 7, I think this 758 a little over because it's went slightly more than a day here when I started. So I would say it's around 730 to 677, so about 60 Kaspa less at the end of the week for BMKS Max, I believe. And then for KS3, I started from 758 and finished 677, which is kind of big. Oh wait, sorry, KS3 is from 551 to 557. It's actually made up pretty good at the end of the week, so I'm not sure why is that such a big gap there. I think this day more of accurate because I have something going on there with the KS3. Maybe I was restarting it. So, but overall in average, I have 711 Kaspa a day for BMX for each day, 568 for my KS3, right? And then obviously this one is just averaging differently because I haven't full week mining on my KS3, and I only started to overclock the last day here to 8500. I don't want to put 8800 version overclocks just because I don't have Frisian kit. So I'm watching my power, so I don't want to exceed over 3600. So I'm at 35.6 right now for this, so I'm gonna stay there at 8500, kind of safe. Even though the temperature, so see like my 8800 and 8500 has a little, 85 has slightly higher chips temperature because of a stock fans, and this is a Frisian design fans with the higher overclocks. It's actually doing a little bit better on the temperatures because I can control the fans how I desire on my sensor temperature on Frisian, on the C Infinity fan. So back to this sheet, we basically started here also on Cedra. I was gonna do test for another week, but I don't think it's worth it. I'm just had the Cedra, I had my KS0's original shut down for some reason. My plug somebody pulled out the plug for my rig, so I missed like 5 hours of mining here. But in reality, the full day here, I did about $5.15, which is about same in Kaspa. So I don't see a huge difference. I just wanted to stock some of this Cedra coins just so I have some, So right now I'm switching. I'm gonna have 3 of my KS0s running on Kaspa and 3 mining on Cedra, and then we can track like in the dollar amount in the real time, like every day, how much we mine in Cedra and how much we mine in Kaspa at 500 gigahash each. So each of these rig gonna have 500 gigahash, so it will be a really easy comparison. It's the 500 gigahash here. I'll just gonna list that, and 500 gigahash here. So it will be really easy to kind of track it down. It's the same hash rate, and we're gonna track what's the difference between we making between the Kaspa and Cedra, right? So what else? So overall, that's why I have started with 2300 Kaspa a day and finished up 2697, just because I have an extra ASIC KS3 now mining, so it added a little bit of Kaspa, 500 Kaspa a day here to my wallet. So overall, February, just want to see what we did. I did 53,000 Kaspa mining in February with my previous farm. Obviously, I just added one KS3 and one BMKS. So we'll see how we do in March with additional those two miners, which actually put me to 40. So I am at 43 terahash. So it's 43 terahash right now for my farm, Kaspa farm, right? ASIC. So that's what I'm doing with 43 terahash. And that's how much Kaspa it's doing for me a day. Obviously, there's a little bit on Cedra, 500 gigahash going to be on Cedra. So we'll watch it on the next week update, and we'll see how we're doing. But overall, it was this week, I think overall was pretty kind of plus minus stable. Yes, we did add another 6, 7, 8, almost 7 or 8 pentahash. But previous week was really kind of stable. So it just started coming up, I think, as the new miners going to come in on the network. The end of the month, it's going to be a lot of deliveries. So maybe some late deliveries in the March first week. We're going to see this rate going up, I think, a little bit more. My prediction was in 190, but I think the March is going to catch up to that number, and probably even more, because now we think about Bitman with their stuff. So that's another 12 pentahash coming on the network in March. So pretty sure we're gonna hit 200 by the end of the March, probably easy. So let's see with GPU. So with GPU on the lithium, I was trying to keep actually 130. So I have to disconnect some of my rigs. 3 of my rigs I had to shut down in order to hook up this KS3, which, I mean, obviously it's worth it because I can make $87 a day, versus on my GPU, probably only $10 a day on those 3 rigs, probably not even 10. Think about $6 a day. It's a huge difference. So obviously I had to let my Kaspa miner do the job a little bit more, right? So, but anyways, Pyrin, so let's take a look on the prices. So I added the price for Cedra here so we can track it down. It did drop slightly. Obviously, we can't see right there. I need to update this real quick. I just updated the list. So with the Cedra, let's copy and paste right here. Yeah. So we see Cedra dropped from 13 cents to 12 cents, and obviously Carlson dropping from 1.3 cents. I mean, not 13 cents. This is just like a fraction of the cent, right, for Cedra. So it's Carlson 1.39 cents to 1.25 cents, so dropping a lot still. Pyrin seems to be pretty stable, even went up a little bit by the end of the week. XPB went up slightly as well, which is good news. And then the lithium kind of holding up pretty steady. I mean, it started 357, I ended 354. During the week, it went up to 3.8, almost somewhere there, but it's still pretty good. AIGP still dropping down during the week. It went slightly up, but then still going down to 2.24 cents from 28. sense, right? So that's pretty much it. Okay, so let's look at the monthly. So month on February I did in Kaspa, after power in cash, $8,700 and $954 on my GPU. So it's almost 10 times less on GPU using even more power. So if we look into power consumption, I'm using let's see where my power right here. So I'm using here power 15.7. This is all this wattage. I need to add this wattage here. So actually I added another one right there. So I'm now using 19 kilowatts on Kaspa ASICs alone. 19 kilowatt, that's crazy, right? And obviously here I'm using only on my GPUs with my just miners 15.7, so slightly less. But before, for this month, I use actually about the same or less on Kaspa, and 10 times more profits on Kaspa obviously than GPU. So still Kaspa is the winner. So overall is all together with GPU I have $9,600 after power profits, right? Total power cost is for GPUs $409. That's just for the week. Overall for a month actually I paid $3,500. So with power it's roughly $13,000 I made on the overall, and $3,500 on power I paid. So that's about it for this weekly update. Hope you guys like it. If you're watching it, obviously it's my goal there was keeping a track on between hump pool and K1 pool for this Cedra. And I think obviously you could see clearly is I think hump pool is slightly I was gonna say it's winning, but it's probably not. At first I thought hump pool doing a little bit better, but probably not as much, you know. It's pretty close together. They're doing pretty tight, so there is not big difference on between hump pool and K1 pool mining Cedra. I did have a little better luck on the hump pool with Kaspa just for the KS0s. My KS3 and KS3M was doing a lot better on K1 pool. I'm gonna try to switch this week my BMKS Max. So apparently it's supposed to be supported by K1 pool. Finally, that it didn't work for me on the stratum that I was putting into the IBLink, and I didn't take it. So the miner would not start on that on K1 pool, but only on hump pool for me. So I'll be testing on K1 pool. I'll report back how's it doing on K1 pool, and we'll see the results, because I think the larger ASICs doing a little bit better for me on the K1 pool. So that's what I want to try there. Now what else? That's it for this video, guys. It's pretty much we ending up now with $426 a day from 373, and the prior week was 271. So obviously these two miners added almost 20 gigahash, right? So a lot at 19 probably gigahash altogether with overclock. So I have 8.5 and 10.5, so 19 terahash, not gigahash, 19 terahash I added, and so is rewards. So the rewards additional here close to it's gonna be close to 400, but it's gonna drop after the block reward. So I guess on March 5th we're gonna see that block reward reduction, so we'll have 5.6% less there. And obviously once this happens, it's gonna be block reward will be what, 121, and potentially we're gonna have 185 probably quickly going out for hash network. This will bring us to can't even have this calculation right there, is actually here. We're gonna be making, so this is Cedra. Throwing out my calculation because I added Cedra here, obviously. So need to change that back to Kaspa right here. So this in Kaspa I will be doing roughly, what does it show? So yeah, for my farm I should be doing 2400 Kaspa a day is after the block reduction, and after it goes to 185 pentahash roughly, so probably goes to 190 overall, so probably gonna be around 70,000 Kaspa with these two miners, with two additional miners. I hope for that number, which gonna keep me in around $400 a day range for Kaspa and about $12,000 a month, so that's the goal there. But we'll see if this number gonna change a lot by end of the month, so we'll track it for every week. So we'll see you for this mining update on the next week. Hope you guys like it and have a good one.